All right, so got Conan O'Brien here going on. So I didn't get a new tripod, even though I said I was gonna get one during New York Comic Con. Anyway, I ran out of time. So anyway, New York Comic Con recap, vlog, squeaky chair. Uh, so New York Comic Con 2023. It was a fuck ton of fun. I think because this year, because the rain, normally it's like a joke with a New York Comic Con is that it always rains on Sundays. This time the days switched. So my brain kind of short circuited slightly um, because we did a costume on Thursday, a costume on Friday, and then the same costume Saturday, Sunday. So for the rain to happen on like the first time I'm wearing this new costume, so I was just like very much like this for the first like hour and a half. I get there and then we immediately had to go to the fucking like cosplay center to like patch things up. I was a little bit of a wreck, but then everything went up from there. But anyway, so again, I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna be wearing a full face of makeup. I don't even have eyebrows right now. I'm not gonna wear a full face of makeup for a while. I had a lot of makeup on. And I mean, granted, every time I do these things, I always have a fuck ton of makeup on, because why not, right? Why not just dig into the bucket and just, because that's how I put on makeup. I don't know about you guys. Um, but yeah, so I got to see my friends that I normally see who have tables at Comic Con. A lot of people are like, why don't you have a table at Comic Con? Well, here's the thing, my art isn't good. It's good, but like to a specific type of audience. It's one of those things where like I would lose so much money if I were to do an Artist Alley, a booth, or whatever at New York Comic Con. Because just to be very transparent, it's $500 for an Artist Alley table. Not making that back. No. And then for a booth, one singular booth, it's about $2,000. Now the price could have gone up since the last time I checked, but that's how much it is. I do not make that back. I do a lot of small markets where people pay like $8 to go in, and then they look at my art and then go, ooh, not for those prices. And I'm not joking. That's usually what gets said. Something is like $30 and they're like, oh my god, look at this. Oh no. And I'm just like, hi, I'm right here. No, I'm not gonna haggle with you because I spent time making a thing. But fuck off. Anyway, so that aside, that's why I go wearing my portfolio, because it's just so much easier that way for me to like wear my portfolio along having my bestie wear my portfolio and then give out cards. It's just easier that way. I've learned this many, many years ago, which is why I just go to Comic Con. Anyway, um, so yeah, like I said, enjoyed it, tons of fun. I guess I'll just go down the days. So on Friday, we decided to do horror. Me, I make everything, and then Paul just kind of goes, all right. So Thursday, we decided to keep it simple because last year we did the simple horror thing on Sunday, and then Sunday is usually family day / kids day, and we scared a bunch of people. Normally, that's not a bad thing, but it was like kind of like not fully like ostracized kind of, but it was just very much just like a, oh no, like, yeah. So we decided to do it on Thursday, since we know Thursday is like, I call it the FOMO day. That's the day where like, people just like, I just want to just experience Comic-Con, so they always buy Thursday, which is fine. I always tell people, if you want to experience this, if you haven't done it ever, go on Thursday. Don't do Sunday. Sunday, so many things are sold out. There's so many children, and Thursday's a lot better. Anyway, so Thursday, as always, I had Paul do his Candyman costume. It's a real easy, put that shit on kind of costume. I've been trying to make more of those kind of costumes, like throw in a backpack kind of thing, and you can put it on, minimum to no makeup kind of thing. Because, after you had to like send 6-foot wings on a plane and have to pay extra bag and oversized payment to go to LA, and then the same thing back, and TSA opens the box each time because it's a TV box, but it doesn't weigh as much as a TV, and then they open it up and there's some wings inside. You know what I mean? Like, maybe something you just put in the luggage and you don't have to makeshift a box or something. You know, I'm trying to keep it simple, stupid kind of thing, you know? But again, I will do the big crazy stuff, but, you know, let's chill out for like a minute. Also, lack of space, you know? Anyway, so yeah, he did Candyman, and then I did the lead character from Eyes Without a Face, lovely black and white French horror. Initially, that was supposed to have been done for Monsterpalooza this past June, but I ran out of time because I think I mentioned this in the Monsterpalooza vlog, is that I had gone to pull silicone for Paul's prosthetic, and then I forgot to spray mold release, and so the mold and the silicone became one, and I cried. I think that was like 3 months worth of sculpting went down the drain, and then in a month and a half, I had to make up all the difference, which is fine. I mean, you look at that makeup, and it doesn't look like I was bawling my eyes out while re-sculpting everything. But anyway, so the Eyes Without a Face one, I was not surprised that no one knew who the fuck I was, because you know, it's not niche, but it's also like, I'm at Comic-Con, you know, I'm at New York Comic-Con, who is gonna know, like, French, you know, horror shit? That's Guillermo del Toro's favorite horror film, you know what I mean? Obviously, it meant for more something like Monsterpalooza and stuff like that, but anyway, I mean, a lot of people were spooked out by it because I had just, like, this face, my face, but I wasn't emoting. Even my friends were just like, they're just like, I can't tell if you're happy or sad. I can't tell. I could just have to listen to your voice and look at your eyes, and if I start laughing or something, but just dead face. But yeah, I know a lot of people are like, whoa. I think you could see it when you search New York Comic Con. There was someone dressed as Samara from The Ring, and we both walked past each other, and we both had this like, ugh, kind of response to one another, because I didn't realize she was Samara at first until I saw it being posted online, because I was just like, I could be fucking anyone, you know, like, I could be, is it Samara, is it fucking La Rana, you know what I mean, like, who is it, you know? But it was just funny is that, like, because she's shorter, I mean, I'm tall, so she's shorter than me, and we almost walked into each other, and it's like, I'm just looking down at her with this white mask, you know, she's looking at me like, it's just like a real funny moment of I was just like, oh god, kind of walking away from one another. So that was funny. Friday we went a little crazier. We did American Werewolf in London, which again was a huge hit at Monsterpalooza. As I've said for the Monsterpalooza vlog, that I've always wanted to recreate this. It was gonna be very, you know, tough to do something that Rick Baker has done. You know, it's you know, you gotta step it up, you know. It's not just like, oh, minor cutscene. It's like, you gotta, you know what I mean? It's gotta be something crazy. So I did silicone in LA, and then for this one I bought cold foam, which normally what you do with foam latex is that, you know, I get my fucking, you know, stand mixer, and I gotta spin it and mix in all that stuff, pour it in, put it in the oven kind of thing, every piece by piece, and do that. Well, Krylon has come out with a cold foam thing where you just mix the thing and just pop it in, close it up, and then just like let it cure, and then you open it up, and it's pretty much the same. So this is my first time using the cold foam, not the first time I was doing foam latex, because I'm a much more what do you call that, attuned, better skilled at foam latex than I am silicone, because silicone isn't easy. So again, I was very surprised at how it came out for Monsterpalooza. But anyway, so yeah, so every time we walk by anyone and Paul is just looking, you just hear people go, oof, oof, oof. They had no idea what he was, but they were just like, whoa, you know? Because I make sure he's not just bloody, but juicy, you know? I think I said that in the Monster Palooza thing. Gotta make sure it's fresh. Like, he just, again, like the movie where it's dripping, it's juicy, it's, you know, it just happened kind of thing. And then for me, I was the friend, you know, who, uh, later turns into the werewolf shit and all that stuff, but it's the dream sequence thing where he's like, oh shit, am I turning into, I was supposed to say turning into a ghost, turning into the werewolf. So I made teeth, got these lenses, got a wig that made me look like a young T-boy, you know, painted my face, not really white, but pale, because it wasn't, like, I didn't do, like, you know, 3 to 4 layers or whatever as I normally do when I did like Raven from Teen Titans. It was a little bit where it's just like you could still see my normal skin tone, but I'm paler kind of thing. Again, old school makeup things of like that's how you make someone pale. And it was fun because it was just like it was kind of like goth makeup, you know. You just do a white face and then you just like, you know, black. You know, I did a little bit thicker eyebrows because I was dude popped up. Oh my god, the great thing is I didn't have to style that wig. I literally took it out, tried it on. I was like, oh, this is fine. I really don't have to style anything, which is a great thing. Plopped it on. You know what I mean? Had the teeth in. The funny thing is, speaking the entire day, I was kind of talking like this because it wasn't really the bottom part, it was the top part, because my tongue would touch that top part, and like, the entire time I was sounding like I have a spoon collection, and I'd be like, yeah, trying to have a serious conversation with, you know, friends about stuff, about being an artist and all that stuff, and then I had those teeth in, you know, which were easily removable, just pop in and out, you know, when we take our breaks, I popped the teeth off and took a swig of water or something like that, but you know, you also, like, when you take it out, you're just like, it's like, just saliva string, Anyway, I'm gonna talk to you, you know, really, like, anyway, we're gonna talk to you very professionally while I'm just, like, drool, you know, and anyway, have a great day, kunk, kunk, I see ya, you know, kind of stuff. It's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. The campsite thing at the cosplay center was great because it was perfect for us to just one be stupid and two take some great photos. I didn't actually put the fish in my mouth. It was between the fake teeth, so you know, because that shit's been on the ground all day, and I don't know who been touching that. You don't just put random things in your mouth, especially not in New York City, you know. But anyway, one of the photos is Paul's not posing. He actually took a nap. There was actually we saw a lot of people taking naps at New York Comic Con this year. It was just like you went to the Empire section, that one where there's like all the panels and stuff. You would just find little coves and people are just taking naps, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I just love how like this year was like, oh, it's the nap con, you know? Yeah, Paul just like he slid down the wall to like sit, and then he sat down and he slid some more, and he just laid out on the carpet while 4 state troopers were hovering over and someone was doing a photo shoot. That was really funny to see that. I was just like, oh, all right, man. Thursday and Friday are great. I was wearing like the same slip-on Walmart sneakers, flats. The entire weekend I was wearing flats, which was great. But I was comfy. Like Thursday, I'm in like this dress I made. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had like a wig and a mask on and all that stuff. But like, please, compared to other things I've worn, it's comfortable. And then Friday, I was in pajamas. I was like, granted, yeah, I was wearing a binder, but like, again, compared to other things I was wearing, I was not uncomfortable at all. You know what I mean? Even with the teeth in and all that stuff, I was super comfortable to the point where like Paul had to tell me to like slow down when walking because I was like zooming by people because it's like, all right, because you know I'm going at my New York speed, but forgetting we're at a con, and also I'm usually just like, you know, insanely wide and then fucking like hitting people or being like my dress, you know. So not having that, I'm just like, and then no one, oh, except for one person, but no one knew who we were again, except for one person. It was funny because this woman was just like, oh my god, you guys look great, and we're like, thanks. And then we were just looking at something at a booth, and I guess because we stopped, like, because a lot of people tend to not want to stop us, and I always tell people when they're always like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, girl, like, I'm dressed like this for the attention so you can take a weird picture of me looking insane. I'm not dressed like this because in an hour I got my DMV appointment to renew my ID, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, stop me. I don't care. I literally, like, what do I do the entire week at Comic-Con? I walk around. I visit my friends and I just walk around. That's all I fucking do. But this woman, like, I guess her husband or partner, whomever, came by, And she's like, oh, honey, like, get a picture of them. And the guy goes, oh my God, you guys are great. Took pictures of us. And he's like, oh, American Werewolf, dream sequence. And I was like, finally. I was like, bro, finally someone knew who we were. So I'm like, thank you. As we walked away, we hear the lady go like, that's so great. Because, like, again, I don't expect people to know who we are because we're at Comic-Con. You know what I mean? Again, Monsterpalooza, people are just like, oh yeah, they fucking knew. But, it's a different environment, I mean, when I first started going to New York Comic Con, I would just dress up as like a J-rocker. You know what I mean? Like before I did like, comic movies and video game costumes. Like I just walk around as like Mana from fucking, Malice Miser. So it was just like, like, oh really? No one knew who the fuck I was? It's like, come on, dude, Saturday, Sunday is when it was like the big debut of old renewed costumes. So previously all the other costumes that we were like redoing, like most of them were just like little touch-ups here and there. I mean, granted, Paul's Akuma thing was like a full refresh, mainly because the guy couldn't find his costume. He found the wig, and the wig was the only thing that I didn't want to salvage because it was not a good wig. And so this time, we both, like, for both our costumes was, like, pretty much a full refresh. The only thing that stayed from my Ursula costume was Flotsam and Jetsam. The shoes, of course, and then the, what's it called? Leggings. Other than that, full new dress, new hair. My God, I'm still shocked I was able to do that. Oh yeah, I had, I made, like, just like with the Eyes Without the Face one, I dyed fabric to be skin, because last time I took 3 hours to paint my body, let alone the rest of my face. So we don't want that. We want to be able to, like, sleep in a little, But again, that was 10 years ago when I could just, like, go to bed at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I don't know why. Back then, Comic-Con schedule was insane. Like, I would just stay up all night, like, oh, with my friends. They were like, oh, we have to go to bed, guys, we have to go to bed. And then it'd be like, then we'd wake up, and it would be like fucking 7 a.m. or something, go have breakfast, and then I just, just come back and just start painting. Stupid. No, I woke up at like 10 a.m., just started putting on a face, plopped it all on, out the door at noon. You know what I mean? Face took 45 minutes, I calculated, on Sunday. But yeah, so there's changes in that. Yeah, so obviously my dress is shorter, the tentacles are a little bit cuter, like cute kind of thing, because before I had like longer tentacles, but they didn't like go out the way I wanted to, and it was like heavy, and then like things didn't fit right. I mean, this time I wore like with my Velma one, a huge Traxxas with a larger bra to give me like tits, because previously it was just my own chest, and if you look at it, it's just it's like my own chest, so it's not there. With Paul's thing, we definitely had to make a new Gaston shirt, because the initial one wasn't that accurate anyway. It was, I think that his costume was done within like 2 weeks before the con or something, because back in the day, 10 years ago, you can literally decide a week or so before the con whether you want to go or not, run to Midtown Comics, buy one, and then you're good to go. You know what I mean? So now, because I think he wasn't sure if he could go or something. Now it's just like, no, we'll buy the ticket and think about it later, So I had to make a whole new shirt, make a collar. Fun fact, I was so stressed out in making sure that his whole thing was right that that whole color business was kind of like new to me, and then I'm just being honest, I like cried the entire day I was making that collar, because I was just like, I have 2 weeks left, which in Con Crunch world means tomorrow, and I was like, I just don't have time to do, just crying. Anyway, it looks great. The only issue with his costume is that the belt was fudged. It's more of the fabric. I didn't have time to get the same fabric that's on like his quill bag and all that stuff. So it's just something I had like, handy kind of thing. And so, I mean, you can't tell, because we zhuzhed it and fixed it, but yeah. The quill bag is still the same. I made a new blunderbuss for him, made a new wig. he got new shoes because before it was like boot covers I did, and then he just put on like a pair of like black jeans or something. Um, so yeah, it turned out great. We look like fun, Disney characters. We look family friendly. The entire time I was making that joke about how like I'm family friendly this weekend, whereas like if you saw me on Saturday and if you would have seen me on Friday and it was like we're all bloodied and fucked up on Friday, and then Saturday we're like Disney, you know. Oh god, I also had nails on. I forgot. Yeah, because before I just like painted my nails red, but this time I was like, no, I'm gonna get the claws out, and that was everything I put on. The last thing I did was nails because once I put on nails, I just don't know what to do. I just can't do anything, you know. Yeah, because there's no way I'm putting on a wig and doing all that adhesive and shit. But anyway, yeah, nails. Um, but yeah, met a lot of great people. I met S-Fan, streamer guy. It was funny because we're standing in this one spot, and I see him walk by. I saw a guy like holding a camera to another guy rather than like out because everyone's filming at New York Comic Con. But I saw like the guy was like pointing inward rather than outward, and I was like, whatever. And I was like, is that S-Fan? I'm like, this dude's in Texas. I mean, he has money, so of course he can travel. But I was like, huh? And then Paul's like, no, go, like, say hi to him. And I was like, nah, it's mainly because he was streaming, and I didn't want to be, like, a weird, like, stream sniper, be like, oh, yes, fan, like, hi to Budget. And I was like, no. And Paul's like, come on. And I was like, nah, man. But then someone went to go take a picture of me, and while I was getting my picture taken, I overheard him say, oh, man, that Ursula looks great. And I'm like, all right, I will take that opportunity. And I have a clip of it, from his stream. So when he was like done talking to someone, he's leaving, and I was like, S-Fan, and he was like, what? He's like, you know me? And I was like, yeah, but then I was like, I kind of know you through like Hassan, like, and all that stuff. I forgot to say Will Neff because they're football dudes, but like it kind of comes with the territory, one, you kind of know everyone kind of thing. But it was kind of cool. I gave him his card. He put his card like in front of the camera, and I when I went back and clipped it, I saw some people like just point out that my card was Aries, and I was like, awesome. I was just I'm just like, oh god, Twitch chat, they're just gonna call me cringe. But they were just kind of like laughing because they're like typical Hassan watcher, of course. That's just the meme. But then a lot of people were like, whoa, and I was like, okay, cool. Okay, I haven't streamed in like forever. And then the last time I streamed, I think, was like the Oscars or something. I mean, like several years ago when I did stream, I got like hate rated, and so that was not fun. But I'll be streaming again when December comes because that's when it's rom-com season. So watch me suffer. But anyway, yeah. So that was New York Comic Con 2023. I not about Comic Con, but like, what the fuck is up with the search thing on Instagram? Like, if you search a tag, you can't search the most recent thing and kind of like go, you know what I mean? It's either top or the recent top post, which is just like, what the fuck? So it's not like before where I can just like go through it and then know like what day. I'd be like, oh, this was posted on the 12th, this was posted on the 14th, that kind of stuff. And then you can kind of figure out like if people like take a picture and then post it same day, you can be like, okay. And then you scroll all the way down and you're like, oh, okay, this is beginning of October. This is not this Comic-Con related. So then you scroll back up, but no, like you're not able to find that. I somehow lucked out and found one photo that these lovely women took a picture of me and Paul like together. But other than that, like I've just, thank God I always have cards. It's just been people tagging me, and I'm like, okay. But I usually like with like the whatever candid whatever stuff. I try searching. The best is actually the New York NYCC 2023 ones. I've been finding the best results. But like you type in Ursula. No, you're just getting like fan art and random people doing makeup and Melissa McCarthy and all that stuff. Typing in Gaston, you ain't getting shit, but Parks people, you definitely ain't finding his black ass, So you're just like, you can't find anything. Like, what the fuck is up with the Instagram search thing, man? It was fine. You're bad when the Tumblr search option is like, the search engine is better than yours. Like, that says something, you know? But anyway, yeah, so, like I said, had tons of fun, met a lot of people, super exhausted, neck crack. Like, I don't know, I think this time I felt a little bit more exhausted, probably because this is my first time going to Comic Con since I got the job I did. Because the last couple years, like obviously pandemic, pre, but pre-pandemic, couple years. So 2018, I was unemployed. 2019, I had got a job finally. 2020, obviously no job. 2021, no job. 2022, no job. A couple weeks later, got the job. Then so it's been like my body's been trying to figure out how to like do conventions now. Now I have a job again, which is weird because I spent how many years without a job pre-pandemic and then lockdown and stuff. But anyway, um, I also have the Ursula new makeup tutorial thing, whatever video shit I'm gonna post later. I don't know. No one watches to the end of these videos. I can say something really horrible, and who's gonna catch it? No one.